back to my channel. I have missed you guys, so I'm back because it's Monday. And today I just wanted to talk to you guys about, just have a little chat with you about my favorite experiences and my, favorite moments when I was a freshman in college, as well as for the newbies, new people coming into college for the first time as freshmen. Just some advice that, I feel like is, maybe necessary to know, and that could be super helpful. So let's chat. So 3 of my favorite things about college, being a freshman, I'm going to start with my favorite things before I kind of dive into some advice for the newbies. My number 1 favorite thing about coming into college for the first time was, as every, new college student says, freedom. Freedom galore. Like, there's just so much freedom. And, not that I didn't have freedom, when I was at home and I was in high school, but there's just this different type of freedom when you're in college. There's this different type of, relaxation, I guess you have in terms of freedom and not having to be responsible for another person. There's this kind of sense of self when you're in college, and you kind of notice that as soon as you step into college that first few days to week to 2 weeks. You notice there's so much sense of self. You are solely responsible for yourself. You don't have to worry about if you have siblings. Oh, did you pick so-and-so up from school? Did you take this person to soccer practice? Did you take this person to ballet? Like, you are solely responsible for yourself. And so I really, really love the idea of, setting my own pace, worrying about myself, depending on myself to get things done, and not necessarily having to depend on other people or worry about other things that were no longer, at the forefront of my mind. And they didn't have to be anymore because I was in college, and, again, there was a sense of self where it was just like, okay, Thelma, you need to get these things done. Thelma, what do you need to do? What things do you need to study for? What things, do you need to go and do in terms of getting food, in terms of, going out with friends, clothes, studying, and just everything. The whole entire entity of college is a sense of self, and I really, really love that, and how it tied into the aspect of, true freedom. The second thing I really loved about being a freshman in college was just the idea of starting over. I loved the idea of going somewhere and, in a sense, reinventing myself. I like to tell my friends that there's 3 moments in your life where I believe you can reinvent yourself. One being when you're entering high school for the first time. The second being when you're entering college for the first time. And the third being when you graduate from college, after everything is done and you're now a degree holder. And so, to focus on what we're talking about today, entering college, I just loved the idea of starting over. I'm not saying becoming a whole new person and abandoning the old me, but I was able to reinvent myself, and I love that. I was able to better myself. Maybe things that I did in high school that I didn't really like, or that I wish I could have changed, or maybe not been a certain way or not done certain things. I am now given a new and fresh opportunity to correct those things and start over, and kind of come back from whatever negativities or different things that I felt, not necessarily about myself, but just certain actions and things that I had done maybe in high school that I just felt like were just so dumb. I was able to come to college and start fresh because, I was stepping outside of that bubble of high school. And the high school that I went to, shout out Longhorns, I don't know what I was just about to do, but shout out Longhorns. I went to George Ranch High School. A lot of us really grew up together since we were like yay high. And so it was really nice to step outside of the bubble of knowing everyone around you your entire life and moving away from that and starting fresh. So I really, really enjoyed, starting over, reinventing myself, and just kind of like being able to start fresh. The third thing that I really loved about college was making new friends my freshman year. I have to say the friends that I met my freshman year are some of my really good friends now. And, when people said to me before as I was entering college, oh, the friends you make now are going to be the friends for the rest of your life. In a sense, I fought against that. And I was like, no, there's no way. Like, I have my friends at home. I don't need new friends. Like, I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to make friends because I'm a social person and I'm a sociable, outgoing, extroverted type of personality. And so I knew I was going to make friends. Like, that was a given for me. But in terms of like the whole aspect of lifelong friends, I don't know why I was so fearful of, that happening, just because I guess in a sense I felt like I was going to be abandoning my old friends because I was now getting lifelong friends in college. And no air quotes now, because those friends that I made freshman year are going to be, my lifelong friends. I love them so much, so dearly. They're amazing people. And they're not, can I say bitchy? I don't like cursing, but they're not bitchy people. They're such welcoming people. They're full of personality. When I, kind of drift off and think about them, I laugh because they're just like really amazing people that make me laugh, that make me laugh till I'm crying. I mean, of course, as all friends do, they get on your nerves and they're just like, girl, shut up. But, at the same time, I'm like, girl, shut up. At the other end, I'm like, girl, I love you, but shut up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they're really good friends of mine. And so, that statement was very true because I made some really great friends, my freshman year, starting fresh, especially because they were freshmen as well. And so that dynamic of like you and other people starting new is really, really great, being a freshman in college. So those are my three favorite things that I loved about being a freshman in college. Okay, so now I want to get into the advice aspect of this video in terms of newbies who are entering college for the first time and kind of maybe don't know what to expect. I just kind of want to relay to you some advice in terms of my experience, and I really, really hope it helps. I just say, going into college, be yourself. Be who you are. It's okay to reinvent yourself, but don't try to be someone that you're not comfortable being. Don't try to be someone you're not. Be comfortable in who you are, what you represent, and what you come from. People will respect that so much more than you either trying to fake it till you make it, trying to pretend you're someone you're not, because someone could smell a rat a mile away. So be yourself. It's okay, if you're into weird things or if you're into things that you feel like other people are not going to be into. That's what's so amazing about college. There's so many types of people. There's so many different walks of life coming into one institution. And so the likelihood of you not, meeting someone who can relate to you is very, very slim. So, I want to start out with be yourself, be honest and true to who you are. Don't change who you are for another human being, another person. Focus on who you are, essentially. Be you. No one is truer than you. I feel like I got that from Dr. Seuss. So the second thing form of advice I want to give is don't let people change you. And that kind of ties into the first point about being you. I know that it's easy to feel like, okay, I'm in a new environment and I really, really want friends. And so, maybe this group of friends aren't people that I probably would be friends with, in high school or back at home, but just because you're craving that acceptance, you just accept it from anyone and you change and alter who you are to fit into their dynamic. And I don't suggest doing that. Again, be yourself. And it ties into the first point. You don't need to change yourself and turn yourself into anyone you're not just to make a group of people happy. To be completely honest, if you think about it like this, a few weeks ago, a month ago, you didn't even know who they were. So why change your entire being for someone you just met a month ago? Does that make sense? No. So you don't need to do that. Like, if they don't accept you for who you are, you can throw them in a peace sign and be like, bye, honey. I'm going to find the next person who's going to accept me. And if they don't accept me, I'm going to find the next person and the next person. So that person who doesn't accept you, throw them a quick peace sign, keep it moving. The third thing I want to say about college in terms of like the opposite sex or whatever, you're into in terms of a relationship. I don't think, you should go into college as a freshman letting, different people distract you in terms of like, who you're attracted to or who you want to be with or whatever. Like, you shouldn't let someone distract you from what you're there to do. Don't forget, what you're there to do. Stay focused, stay grounded. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to party. Don't party till you're wasted for the rest of the next day. Don't, and you shouldn't even be drinking because you're not 21. So don't, get distracted from who you are and why you're there in the first place. Remember your goals. Remember why you're in college. Remember what you're doing there. Remember your long-term goal of what you want to be and who you want to be when you're leaving college at that third phase of reinventing yourself after you graduate and you're a degree holder. Don't come to college as a freshman and get so blindsided by everything that's new and sparkly and the freedom aspect of college and get distracted from what you're there to do. Stay focused, stay grounded, don't lose sight of your end goal, which is to get a degree in whatever capacity, and be smart. The fourth thing is keep in contact with your family and your friends. I know some people, once they go to college, they're like, forget my family, forget my friends. I have a whole new life. I don't need these people anymore. Forget them. Keep in contact, especially with your friends from high school, just because, as I stated earlier, where people say, oh, you're going to make lifelong friends from college, that doesn't disregard the friends that you have back at home. I have a best friend, Haley, and she's going to be my best friend forever. So I'm not gonna, throw her to the wayside just because we don't go to the same school and kind of replace her or try to, again, throw her to the wayside for my newfound, lifelong friends. Keep in contact with your friends from back home. There's a reason why they were your friends, prior to you entering college as a freshman. So don't forget that. Know that they love you, although you're not with them and you're not able to be in their presence all the time. It's really important to keep up those, relationships. If your friend from back home calls, answer their phone call them back. I get that when you're in college, because I can, I understand when I was a freshman in college, I had so much going on. There were so many things I was doing. And so, sometimes I found it hard to juggle everything in terms of back home, at school here and, things like that. And so don't forget where you come from, but at the same time, look forward to where you're going. And I think that's about, Oh, and in terms of the friends things, when you go into college as a freshman, make sure you surround yourself with good people. Make sure you surround yourself with people who are going to build you up, lift you up, be there for you, support you, be your support system away from your support system from home. Make sure that they're going to guide you and that you're going to do the same for them as well, because no friendship, no relationship of any sort is a one-way street. It's always a two-way street. And so make sure, to surround yourself with people who care about you, who love you, who want to see you do well and to do great things just as much as you want the same for them. Surrounding yourself with bad people will, just take you off track, and then you kind of fall down the road of, not being focused and getting into some things that you just kind of probably wouldn't get into had you surrounded yourself with good people and had people in your ear straying you towards the path of, the correct way versus the path of like the bad, dark, scary, weird way. Okay, so yeah. Lastly, now that I'm thinking about it, have fun. Have fun. Don't be too uptight, don't be too tense, don't be too focused on school and your heads are just submerged in the books and you don't even take a second to just like look up and look what's around you. The new environment, the scenery, wherever you are, whether you're 30 miles from your house, whether you're 5 miles from your house, or whether you're 4 hours away like myself. Make sure to have a good time, have fun, because you're only a freshman in college once, just once. So make sure out of everything that I told you, I think that that's the most important advice. Well, that and being true to yourself. Just have fun. Go to parties, be social, go to different school events and different organizations events. If you want to, get into a sorority, get into a fraternity, get into some sort of organization that you can be sociable, you can put your face out there, you can put your name out there in a positive way, and you can just be social. you know, just put yourself out there. I think it's really important, you know, going into college again, to step out of the bubble that you were previously, you know, into when you were in high school or different things like that from back home. Step out of that bubble and step into something different, new, exciting. Have fun, have a good time again, stay true to yourself, and make your freshman year the best ever. My freshman year was amazing. I had so much fun. So I hope this video helped you guys. I hope, you know, as newbies going into college for the first time, you consider everything I said, and, you know, remember that at the end of everything that you do, stay true to yourself and remember who you are, and not only who you are, but what you represent. Let me know in the comments below not only what you thought about this video, but if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week. Oh, and you know what? I know I'm wearing this scarf again. I know I was wearing it last week in my video, but sometimes when I do my makeup, it's so hard for me to like start doing my hair. It's like really annoying actually. And so it's so much easier to put on a really, really cute scarf. This is a skull scarf I got from, I want to say Charlotte Russe, to be completely honest, a few years back. And so it's really easy to put on and tie it up really nicely and still have it look good and presentable and not have to do my hair, which I love more than anything. And so I will see you guys next week on Monday. Bye. Peace and love. This is a God dream. This is a God dream. This is everything.